Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Property Coaching Network Pop-Up Podcast. This is episode 13. We're going for that lucrative 21 episodes where you're in the top 1% of podcasters in the world, I think it is. I've been told. So we're on episode 13, doing no bad, and we have Mark Reilly here with us today, who is in part of the Property Coaching Network. I think you were in it for a way back at the start, were you?
Pretty much.
So you're kind of one of the OGs.
Yeah,
one of the OGs. So when it was like Sourcing Network Scotland, it changed to Property Sourcing Network, now it's Property Coaching Network. So you've seen it all.
I can't remember the three letters. Even. It takes that much.
People still call it PSN.
Yes. Aye.
But so we're here with Mark today. So obviously, I like to get guests on that are maybe a little bit more relatable to a lot of people that are starting in property as well, because I feel like sometimes it's all right when I'm in a group and I'm on his podcast and I'm on my social media shouting about, I've completed another property, or I've done this, I've done that, flipped, whatever it is. And I know what it was like back at the start as well, when you just felt like you couldn't really relate to that person. You felt they were too far ahead, and I will never get there, and it almost gets you down a little bit. That's the way I felt anyway sometimes, because you're always kind of comparing it, especially at the start, because you just want to be there, you want to get there. So I feel like it's good to get people like Mark on, who has been chipping away at deals for the last sort of 2.5 years, whatever it is, 3 years, and having some good success as well. Obviously some good learnings and a lot of losses as well, as we all do. So I think it'll be a good chat, mate. So we are in Cumberland Road, which is my latest property purchase. Not my latest because I completed one yesterday, but my second latest property purchase that you sourced, which obviously we'll talk about and everything like that. So as you know, we always just kind of pop up in different properties and stuff like that. So we are in 771 Cumberland Road, it's a 2-bed tenement flat. Can have a little talk about that, but just a little bit of an introduction to yourself, Mark.
No, so I think, as I say, it was about 2 years ago I joined the network. I've actually done my first deal exactly 2 years ago, and I managed to do about 30 deals since then. Aye. So whilst working, so it's a bit of a slog, but it's just having the patience and just resilience just to keep going and going. As you say, it's a bit, you see other people on social media is doing so it's a bit demotivating, to be honest.
I feel like that. I felt like that as well. Even now, like sometimes you're like, how are they doing that? And you wonder, it's not so much. I definitely don't think for some people it might be a jealousy thing, but it's more like a, how are they doing that type thing? How have they done it so quick? How can I get there? That's what I used to think. Like, come back to my house at night and I shower, and I used to just all these thoughts in my head, like, how the fuck has he done that? How have they done that? I want to suss it out, do that, and it almost kind of dejects you a little bit a lot of the time, because you're like, you just feel like you can't quite get there. But
you need to be on social media as well. So it's not as if you can just remove yourself from social media for that reason, because you need to be on it. So you're constantly seeing it every day. You're seeing what people are doing, and so just to be a bit more relatable for those starting out, because I'm still feel as if.
To be honest, I didn't know you'd done 30 deals. So
29 to be exact. I did them all when you asked me.
Oh, did you?
29 deals. Aye.
That's brilliant, mate. Brilliant. So kind of going back to the start for you then, obviously. You're still working full time, you're working night shift. So how does that all kind of relate to your property stuff? Going back to the start in your job, what is it you do, and then that transition into property?
So I've been working in social care for about 10 years now. I was looking after my grandparents with dementia when I was at uni. So, and then I ended up getting employed. So that's how I became involved in social care. And then I got a wee bit of headings one year, and one of them passed 5 years ago. And I decided to buy just a turnkey buy-to-let. I had no idea anything about property, so I didn't know about below market value or adding value or anything. So I just bought a wee flat in Cumberland. Still got it.
Carry on.
Really rare, aye.
Where is it?
Afton Road, right in Cumberland.
So what was this sort of? See, when you bought that, it's quite interesting, because obviously you didn't ever really have a clue, did you? You just had a bit of money and you thought, I'm going to buy one. So what was the sort of numbers then, home report and all that?
I can't remember the whole. I bought it for 50, so I'm assuming it was valued at 50. I'm sure it was valued at 50. It was rented out at 475. So I know people say it's not passive income, but I actually forgot I had that for a few years, because it was just in the background. Same tenant, no issues until last summer, and he moved out. So that's the first time I went through the change of tenancy and stuff. and the new market rate was 675.
Aye.
What the hell?
Aye.
From 475 to 675 within 2 years, and it only cost me only a deposit on a 50 grand flat. That's all I've.
So
I've still got it just now. Yeah.
Did you not cash buy then? Bought it on a mortgage?
A mortgage.
Aye, but a bridge or something?
No,
Or
just a
straight to
buy it
deal?
like mortgage.
Did you? Aye,
Yeah, I
straight
didn't
to
know. I didn't know anything about bridging.
Aye.
Didn't know anything about
What's
it.
the value of it now, do you know?
I refinanced it just there as well, and it's 65.
Right.
So I've not done anything to it either. So so basically, it cost me about 4 grand for the flat.
Brilliant.
To pull out 11, got 15 in.
Aye.
So, and it was cash flowing 400.
Is that right? Brilliant.
So this shows you it doesn't need to be all these fancy deals.
So that was it. So you got that, and then kind of into your job, and going for that into property. What sort of got you into property initially?
So it was just after I bought that. That's when I was full time night shift running about that period. So I've done full time night shift for 4 years,
Right.
and I've always been in. I've always been into a wee side hustle. So I did drop shipping and had
A few people getting into that now, by the way. Popping up.
Aye.
But I drop ship now.
I had a protein coffee brand
Right.
that was tried, importing stuff from Taiwan and all that. I've always selling PlayStation 5 when they came out.
Right.
Always did some sort of side hustle. But it's actually when I was doing the coffee brands, I was crafting at it for about a year. And then that's when I came across property again. I'm going to actually start learning about property. So when I done my first coastal deal, I made more in that one coastal deal than what I had made in a year trying to sell bags of coffee.
Really,
So I was like, right, this is obviously what I need to focus on then.
Yeah.
So since then, I've just focused on gave up the other wee hustles I was doing and just focused on the property stuff. Right?
So your first deal, because everyone remembers their first deal. So what was that? How did it come about, and who was it with, and everything else?
So it's actually Lloyd and Darrow in the group.
Aye.
So I just viewed a wee flat in Cumberland because I'm from Middlesbrough, so Cumberland's local. I just managed to get a price. Luckily, I didn't really know what I was doing. But I got a price out of the agent, and I was like, right. And then I tried to work out. And that's a good thing with co-sourcing because it's a learning.
Aye.
So
100%.
me sending the details I had to Lloyd and Darrow, so it was like more evidence from my side. So I was like, it must be a deal if they're willing to try and sell it.
Yep.
And they managed to get a buyer. So that's the first.
It's kind of an eye opener as well, isn't it? Because that's what I was like with my first deal, and the women came into the Barton flat, so hole in the ceiling and everything, and the first thing she said was, "It's not for me," and I was just thinking, what a waste of time. But then she says she's got Hong Kong investors, and it was like just a total eye opener because I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't package it right. I just put it into all sorts of different groups, and it's like it's almost proof of concept a wee bit as well. Even though you know and there's people around about you doing it, until you do one, it's almost like you've not got the belief in yourself.
I was like, what is a deal?
I think
It's like, what actually is a deal? Yeah. That's how, when I done that one, it was like, oh, it's quite straightforward.
Aye.
But then you can think it's easy, and then you realise it's not. It's not easy.
Aye.
So it's just try to get that balance.
So what about sort of working? You've done 29 deals and you work full time still, and you do property. So how many hours do you sort of dedicate to a property? How many days do you do weekends? You know, because obviously you're on night shift, so you'll be sharp during the day as well.
See, that's something that kind of motivates me. I know quite a lot because I see people they always look busy and they're out doing this and that, and I'm like, I do barely anything.
Right.
I don't know if it's through time. I'm quite good at going online and I can spot deals quite quickly.
Yep.
I don't need to scroll Rightmove for hours and hours. I can kind of see deals. Is it worth viewing? I don't just go and view anything and everything. Because anyone can do that.
Yeah.
Just to make themselves look busy.
Yeah.
So I try and value my time. Is it worth going to view that?
Right.
I could go a week or two without actually viewing anything, and then I feel as if I'm not doing anything. So it's just trying to get that balance.
Aye. So probably jumping the gun a wee bit because I was going to speak about this, but because it's dead interesting that, because I know a lot of people, especially at the start, if they want to do sourcing, it's like, I need to do all these viewings and I need to, run a bit of headless chicken, try to meet all these, make all these relationships with agents and stuff like that. But you've obviously got a different approach. So how do you do that then? Like, how do you know what properties to view? Is it your sort of fundamental, properties and run down, or agents? Like, if you value, because you do value your time a lot, do you know what I mean? So it's like, how do you then know to spot a wee opportunity? Because you obviously do, if you've done 29 deals, for just using that method, So
the first thing is obviously just looking at the pictures. It says on Rightmove, you can tell by the pictures if it's a potential deal. Like if it's needing work done, then the first thing I would do is look at an end value. If it's, sometimes you see ones that's only going to add like 5-10 grand, you're like, that's going to need a major discount for that to be a deal. What's the chances of me getting a massive discount? So like, it's not really. But if there's one, there's a lot of value to be added in the back end, to like, that's a potential deal. So then I'd phone the agent or email them and just try and sense what the situation is. And then,
so that call then, what's that call like for you? Because I feel like that call's so important. Now, a lot of people will skip that call, just get the viewing, and they've wasted their time because they're wanting home report or something like that, or you're not interested in taking a bit of a deal. So how does that call go for you? What's your sort of chat?
It's kind of changed for a while, especially at the beginning. I used to say it was worth 100 and they were looking for offers over 90.
Aye.
And I'd done the numbers and it was only worth around about near 80. I would say to them, realistic, I've done numbers just based on the pictures. Realistically, I would be looking to offer around about 80, 85. Is it worth booking a viewing? I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my own time. So, and if they say anything other than not a home report, I was like, oh no, maybe there's a something to be had. Like if they say maybe not as low as that, but maybe 90, I'm like, straight away there could be a renegotiation there.
Yeah.
But if they say it's not over home report, I'm like, this is boy.
Aye.
That's what I mean. Like you could waste your time. You could spend all day viewing properties and they want over home report. There's no movement. So you would look busy on social media.
Maybe get a deal for that. But that's exactly. I don't know if you maybe. I go on about that all the time. Like, see that first call to an agent. You know, people. What do I say? What do I say? It's like just chat to them. Just ask them, and never ever commit. You sound obviously you never ever commit to it. It's just like, oh, I'd be around about the 85. Do you think they would accept that? And then they go, oh no, absolutely not. You know, it's going to be home report. You know, there's not going to be a deal there.
By their tone of voice, that's what I feel. Yeah. Not so much what they say, but it's the tone of voice. See if they're just abrupt, no home report or more. Well, there's no point in me going there.
Yeah.
But if there's, I'm not sure. I think they're looking for around about home report.
So I think, or what?
So picking out words and just getting a vibe from the response, basically.
Yeah. Running it, exactly. I think it's something that could work. A lot of the jury's out a little bit, isn't it? We on the market viewings, and should you really be doing them, putting the time in? But if you can just identify the right ones and speak to the agents properly, try and get that information out of them. I always feel like it's better at the viewing though as well. So you can speak to them at the viewing, and you can kind of build a wee bit more of a rapport rather than over the phone. But the initial conversation.
They accidentally came out with stuff. Viewing and all sometimes.
Exactly.
Just pick up on.
100%. So obviously leading into further deals, you done one with Lloyd and Darrow, and then how did it snowball for there then?
See, I've never really felt it snowballed. I still feel as if I'm grafting. Grafting and search for it. Let me see.
You've done 29 deals with it. That's no bad going.
No, I know. It's mostly on market stuff I've been doing. So my approach has kind of changed a lot. So I used to say that, and then I felt that I wasn't getting anywhere with that sort of approach, and then I would try and mix it up. Or I start saying that I'm looking to buy myself. For example, I'm looking to buy myself instead of saying someone else. So it's just try to.
Has it always been on the market then? Has it always been like phoning that agent, initial chat, going out to the viewing? Has there been any other avenues where you picked up your deals, social media, anything at all?
The second one I done was Facebook Marketplace.
Right,
so that was away down in Ayrshire somewhere. New Mills, down there. By
30 grand.
38, I think it was.
You used to manage a few of them, man. Fucking terrible.
I think I sent you it, actually.
I did that, say that.
Oh, you never sold it. You asked what the home report was, and it's 55, and I had that agreed at 38, I think. And you're like, it's never 55. But I managed to sell it. So that was my sale. It was Facebook Marketplace. But I've done a couple for Gumtree. There was someone, it was a landlord selling, he was advertised a flat on Gumtree. And when I spoke to him, told him 3 flats, 3 houses he was selling. And then I managed to refer it to John and Lewis and Prime. So they sold it. So it's different, having the different avenues to sell deals and all. For Facebook and Gumtree, I just find it so saturated now.
Well, see the thing is with Gumtree though, like, the key with Gumtree, I feel, is the follow-up. is that you might think there's loads of people looking at Gumtree, but see if you can actually just make that conversation with them and then follow up with them. I feel like that most people will just make a conversation, get shot down, and that'll be it done. But if you get like maybe a wee in with them that you can kind of work on, I feel like that works. It's definitely worked for us and Adam anyway.
Last summer when the flat in Cumberland I've got, when the tenant moved out, I was wondering whether to sell it or not.
Right.
And just out of curiosity, I just took some pictures and put it on Facebook Marketplace just to see the response. My phone was bombarded with messages and calls. I was like, obviously, you can see from the other side now. So if I'm messaging somebody on Facebook, they're obviously getting bombarded. Like, what's the chances of getting something off of that now? But
yeah. So your main avenue is on the market, speaking to agents, getting out to properties. So see when you're out there and you're again speaking to an agent or a seller, how does the chat go then?
He's just trying to have a normal conversation, just try to pick up on things they might say.
Right, aye.
So rather than come out with numbers, I try and get information out of them without
and so
direct.
So is that, in terms of like, so in 29 deals, that's kind of, because the reason I'm trying to kind of hone in on it is because people do say, oh, I'm not going to go to viewings or I'm not going to, but if you've managed to get, nearly 30 deals out of that strategy, it obviously works if you just know what to say.
Don't get me wrong, there is sometimes, say I go 2 weeks without a viewing and I start feeling I'm doing nothing. I do just book a couple of viewings just so I can get out. It feels like doing something. And I've got a couple out of doing that, to be fair. So like once I'm out, I've realised, like even this one, for example, I wasn't even going to view this. So it just shows you. This one was because I actually viewed one, I think, down that way, down the road. It was on Facebook. And you actually managed to beat me to it. Right. You sold it, because I sent you it, and he's like, I've already viewed that last night. Well, this morning. I was like, hell, you only posted it last night. So you sold it, so when I seen this one come up, that's why I inquired.
I think it was sold that to one of my sort of good clients, actually, one of the VIP guys. So
because you sold it for around about home report value, so I was like, that's potentially, there must be a really good area there. So that's why I pursued this one, and here we are.
So have you got any sort of agent contacts in?
Absolutely.
You just chip away, you're just consistent about what you do type thing. No, you think you're not, right? But you obviously are to an extent, aren't you?
That's something I kind of struggle with. It's like building the relationship so
I've never really heard it either, mate.
So they just give you deals. No, how do you get to that point? I'm always, especially if you're getting viewings and you're saying, I'm looking to buy it for myself. And you're trying to not say you're sourcing and all that. So it's like, how do you build a relationship with an agent if, you know what I mean?
No, I didn't know. There's a few people. Alex Anderson done it for his first deal, managed to get a wee in with an agent in Ayrshire. He was just saying, listen, have you got anything? She's got this one coming up, but it's not going to market yet. I'll give you the keys on, you go and see it. He went out and brought it to me, I sold it, and the agent didn't even need to do anything. They've obviously got their fee, and then everybody's happy, So he ended up getting a few properties from that same agent. I think you just need, so many ways it can happen, but you just need to be in with them. They're not just going to give you one. I don't think they're just, sometimes a bit of luck as well. Right place, right time, I suppose. You've got a property like that on their books,
To home, the latest one I've sold actually, it's quite I don't like going into details because it's still it's very convincing, but I'm going to to the agent and give them some cash because they helped it because they don't like going into details, but they helped me out with it.
Right.
So I'm just going to go in as a thank you. So hopefully something like that might
definitely. Man,
I've never had the opportunity to do that, so I'll see if that works. But in terms of like, I've still not built a relationship with an agent just brings me deals. Here. No,
I've always found my deals for other avenues. Never really had that agent relationship. I just don't know, because I've heard loads of people through the years, I've just never picked up that sort of relationship for anybody. But so in terms of like, because I did think that you were chatting about your portfolio. So tell us a little bit about that sort of journey for you, because you've had 4 fall throughs or something like that.
It's been so, as I said to you before camera went on, as a year ago exactly, I think it was yesterday, I got named in my Facebook. So it was a year ago yesterday, I got an offer, I got accepted. That was through, I think it was through Facebook Marketplace actually, that one. I don't know, I posted in one of the community chats.
Right.
Somebody responded and I managed to agree a cracking deal. I was like, I'm going to go for that myself. Because by then I'd built up enough sourcing fees for a deposit for mowing. So that was my plan. So I went for it myself. And about 3 months went by. and there was no progression, no communication. I was like, and then another opportunity come up. So I was like, I'm just going to sell that deal and buy this one instead. So that's what I done. I managed to sell that deal on and go for this one instead. And that was in October. And what are we now? Middle of July. And no idea what's happening.
What, is it still, was it fell through then, or you just don't know what's happening? Is this the purple bricks?
Aye.
Right.
At first I thought it was Purple Bricks.
Yeah, fucking nightmare.
But cut a long story short, 2 days ago I got an email from Purple Bricks saying the seller's solicitor has pulled out because they can't get any communication with the seller. The seller's just went AWOL. I was like, so that's what, 10 months?
No, still like you pay their fees well, so like what are they doing?
Sellers just went AWOL. After all these, after chasing and chasing, I've said formal complaints to Purple Bricks, and I thought it was them. And then I think it was the solicitor that was just not communicating, and now it's the seller that's just went AWOL. It's just been a disaster. So the pot that I'd saved up to buy it is still just sitting there.
Still sitting there. It's quite good you do that though, because that's something that, obviously if you're working full time and you're sourcing, a lot of people are quite keen to get that spent into on whatever, holidays or something like that, but you've obviously saved a nice wee, no touched it.
I've not touched it.
Aye.
Not a penny I've touched it.
So way to do it. So way to do it. So
the missus saying, oh, you take me out here there. I don't spend that. That money's just...
it's just there, ready for your next purchase.
Aye, so...
It's good, mate. So has there been another couple that have sort of fell through for you, or is that...
So, still no idea what's happening with that one. That's in Wishaw, that one. The start of this year, I was like, right, I'm going to focus on... I'll still do the sourcing, but I want to start growing my own portfolio. I want my own properties now. So I agreed a purchase in Hamilton, High Cottage Flat, tenanted, so I managed to get a good discount on it. So I'm planning to recycle the money. That was 2 months ago. That was a few weeks before this one came up. Right. So, and I've still no idea what's happening with that. And you bought this in it. And since then, I've got another one in Kirkintilloch that I've agreed, and it was like another cracking deal. And I was like, I want to buy that myself. So it seems to be all the deals I'm getting accepted now. I want to just keep myself.
And again, so I'm trying to run
out of money. So, but that was about 2 months ago as well, and I've still no further forward.
Just on the market, these again?
They were on the market, they ones, aye.
Just shows you, doesn't it? Just shows you.
Aye, so that's three in conveyancing. Yeah, and I'm just sitting.
Don't know what's happening.
So I'm still just plodding along, trying to do sourcing as well.
So what would you say then? What would you say has been your best deal to date? Have you got a kind of standard?
I see.
How many deals have you done together? Done a few?
I thought it was more than what it actually is. I think it's only a few.
Is it, right?
2 or 3 or something, right?
You need to start bringing us more than it.
That's what I was saying to Alex before it. I was like, because there's a certain strategy I look for when I'm sourcing. So it's like a BRR under 120, so it leaves in about 10, 15. So it's like a specific deal. So there's not real handout deals as such. Maybe the one that I sourced a couple of weeks ago, that'll be one to go into more detail once it's completed, but I don't can't go into
Fair enough.
The one I'm going to the age will be an envelope of cash. And I'll go into that more detail in the future, but
do a social post about it, mate. Get it in the group.
Most deals are all kind of similar because it's the same sort of thing. Same things I'm looking for. It's not as if these big fancy flips are.
Okay. So what would you say is your sort of mid to long term goal then?
I want to grow my own portfolio.
That source portfolio.
Source and portfolio.
Aye.
Telling me to leave the job. So I want to grow the portfolio enough that gives me the option to leave the job.
Do you not think that is sourcing will give you that option yet? No.
See, I don't feel as if the snowball effect has happened yet because I'm still literally going out and drafting on market stuff most of the time. So
how long have you been doing this? 3 years?
2
years. 29 deals. Even at like maybe
one and a bit a month average.
One a month.
That's
going to get you what, minimum 1,500.
But it's not secure.
It's not secure, but if you do take that jump and you have the time, and that is one of the ones. No, I know, I get it. If you've got a pipeline, I think my pipeline was like five in legals, and then I had others kind of just behind that, and I'd sold a few, so I bought a bit of a pot, and then it was like, right, fuck it, I'm just going to do it. I was desperate to get away from the shipyards though.
It's a pipeline. That's what I need to work on, having a pipeline.
Aye, 100%. That's so key. So that was good. So we're in Cumberland Road, and I just want to kind of go through a little bit of an overview of how exactly you source this, right? So no stone unturned, like from like spotting it on the market all the way through, right? So we'll just kind of start with, I've said we're at 771 Cumberland Road. It's a 2-bed tenement flat that I bought in between Ridley and Denniston. I can't quite work out on the map what area it's actually in, but it's in a good area, bit of capital appreciation. We'll get to all the numbers and stuff like that right now. Well, a bit later on, sorry, but right now, how did you first come about this deal?
As I mentioned earlier, it stood out because of the one I inquired about a few months ago and views got before me. I was like, I'm sure that's on the same block. Turns out it's the block next. That's why it stood out. Other than that, I'd have probably just sold by it, to be honest.
Right.
I think it was on it, what it was on it offers over 100, and normally the value is like 5k more. So I was expecting the value to be like 105, 110 maybe.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask for the home report to see it. So they said in the home report, and it was 120. I was like, straight away, that's 20 grand.
I know.
So it's another thing, like sometimes it doesn't need to be massively under what it's advertised at. It could be you bought it at that price. So
Yeah. Aye.
So it's still a deal. So it's just being able to spot that that's a deal.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have known that unless I actually inquired and found out, let's have 120 more. So straight away, that's on it 100.
Yeah.
So I was just going to go and view that. I came out and there was the couple still living in it. So they were doing the viewing. And they were saying that they've got a house, offering a house accepted up there, and they're waiting to move into it. So they basically just sell it quite quickly.
Yeah.
So I tried to negotiate a wee bit more off it, but 100 was the fixed price. But at 100, the numbers still were decent.
Aye.
So that's why you were the first to take. I brought it to use first because you had sold one down there for around about
I think we've got value. Still market value. Aye.
so that's why I brought it to you straight away, and then you obviously decided to go for it. So
Aye. So I think you brought it to us, and we were going to sell it. But there was just something about it. The numbers aren't absolutely out of this world. There's no money out, nothing like that. But my plan for it is obviously service accommodation, which we'll speak about. But so initial conversations with the agent, then just kind of going through every sort of step. Did you just do your usual, phone them up?
To be honest, as soon as I just asked for the home report on that one,
Did you?
Just to, I think it was more to see if it was the same block, just to see where it was. I wanted the full address and details so I could look into it. And it was when I seen the home report, the value compared to what it was advertised at. I was like,
and you booked that
I'm just going to view it.
Aye.
So I didn't even really have a conversation.
You're kind of into then go and do the viewing anyway. It wasn't a conversation, but knowing that home report.
Aye. And knowing you sold one running with the actual value. So it's about a few different things.
So what was the chat with the owners then?
Well, I try and let them do the talking, so I can't mind exactly what I asked. I just says, so it's a situation or something then, something simple as that. And then they went into details. We've got an offer accepted, we're looking to move out, blah, blah, blah. And then I just kind of left it at that, because I already had the numbers in my mind. So I just kind of left it at that, took my pictures, went away. I spoke to the agent, and then I just tried to get a wee bit more off, but they were fixed on the 100.
So did the owners tell you they would take a discount?
I can't remember if it was the owners or the agent. They mentioned 100.
Right.
I think it was the agent.
Was it?
That says, I think they would accept 100. I think they said that.
How long was it in the market?
Not that long.
No, that long. Because that's normally, agents will normally never give you that information if it's just on the market. As opposed to if it's been on the market for 6 or 8 weeks, then they know what the client's going to take, and they're more forthcoming in telling you that figure because they want it sold, they want their fee.
I'm sure it was only 2 or 3 weeks.
Was it?
Sure, aye. That's another thing. I hear loads of people saying, if you're looking at Rightmove, look for ones that's been on 60 weeks minimum.
Aye. I would still say that.
I'm the opposite.
Aye.
Because see if you're looking every day, well, I'm in talk it every day. So if I'm looking for ones that's been on 6 to 8 weeks, what am I going to look at tomorrow? Or the next day?
I know.
So if I see one, I'm top it pretty much every day. If I see one that's blatantly a deal, it's going to go to a closing date, you know, type of ones I'm talking about. But I say, I leave it a few days and then I contact the agent and I say, do you think that's going to a closing date? If they say no, well, it could be a wee in.
Yeah.
It's only been on a few days, but rather than waiting 6 to 8 weeks, I've had a few deals, it's only been on quite quickly.
Aye, good.
Like that one, for example, because they needed it sold because they had an offer accepted.
Yeah.
So if I waited another 4 or 5 weeks before I inquired, it would be
No, 100%, I know. No,
it just depends on the
I think
sale.
it's different, and it's if you're getting that time to actually just look all the time, you'll see the same properties all the time. If you've got like over 6 weeks, you're going to need to mix it up a bit. And if you're getting deals, then brilliant. So, did you put any sort of formal offer in, or was it all just kind of verbal, trying to negotiate with the agent verbally?
Never formal. Always this as informal as possible. Just try and get some sort of price.
Just try and get a figure out.
Straight. Exactly. They said 100 to me, so I never mentioned a price. So that's why I came to use with I could get that for 100.
You've told me 100
without me offering at all.
Aye. It's good that, because like that's exactly the way I've done it for years. Exactly the way. And a lot of people ask, how do you even talk to them like that? And it's so simple. If you simplify it to a point where you're not committing and not asking too direct a question, you're just feeling them out, testing the water. Will they accept? What do you think of this? I'm probably sitting round about X, and it's just that kind of conversation, that the way that you go about the conversation, I feel gets you so much more back from the agents.
To say, I think what's worked for me is saying, would it be worthwhile booking a viewing? I don't want to waste your time.
Aye, exactly.
Because you're kind of as if you're doing them a favour, rather than just you.
Aye.
That's what I found to work quite a lot.
So you've obviously, they've told you 100, and then I think you've brought it to us, and I think I tried to get a wee bit more off it, didn't I? So how did that go when you went back to them?
See if you're able to sell it at the price that you've kind of was the 100, for example. If you know you can sell it at that, when I go back to them for that formal chat, I'll say I'll go in a little more. Then I know I can sell it at 100. So I'll try and get a wee bit more off it, rather than just saying 100 out. Let's go 100. I've just tried to
just try and get
So I went think it in low 90s and then just worked my way up. But they were adamant at 100.
Aye.
With that one. But so if they come out and give you a rough figure, and you could sell it at that, once you go back to actually do your formal offer, that's when it's the best time to try and get even more off.
Yeah.
Because if you go back to whoever your investor you're selling it to, say, by the way, I've got another $5,000 off that, it's probably better as well, didn't it?
100%. Aye, no, definitely. I think it's just being clever, because you know they're going to accept 100, so why not try and just squeeze a wee bit more? Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I went ahead and bought the deal. There's a bit of a buzz in the office when the deal came through, because we knew from the other one how it was quite popular. I think the other one, but this was one of the good clients that bought it, was willing to buy it at market value. So when it came through with a bit of a discount, I don't know what it is about the property really. I've done a couple of videos. I never thought I would be one for capital growth, to be honest, but when I've done a bit of research on it and seen the growth, and obviously with Denniston just there, Ridley's a no bad area as well. It's a good location. It's quite close to everything, close to the motorway and all that. And something in my head just said SA, and whether we'll get the license or whatever, whatever I do with that, I'll decide nearer the time. We'll get it renovated and whatever else first. But there's just something about it I like. I like the cheap stuff where you can refinance up to, buy it for 40, refinance at 80. But I also like things like this where it's just a good solid property. It's got a factor and whatever else, I don't know. I didn't really expect to like it as much. But so I'm looking forward to getting stuck into the numbers. Where we're at is, it was 120 home report. I bought it for 100. I'm using a bridge, used a bridge to buy it, 85% loan to value. I got, and the refurb, I'm hoping will be about, I'm going to use it as SA, so I'm hoping 20 grand all in, including staging. Should do it. And then hopefully 150 to 160 end value, and it would rent around about £1,000 a month, I'm hoping. So it's going to be a good indication when my client rents that one. I don't know what stage it's at, but we're in with I think it's on the market, so we'll see how that goes. But if I use it with service accommodation, obviously the cash flow will be higher. So I will leave, I think it's a good 15 grand or something in this deal. So, but it's fine. You know, I'm happy with the asset. If I can do the service to accommodation strategy even for a couple of years, I'll be absolutely fine. You know, so yeah, it's a good deal. It's a good deal for me. You know,
it just shows you, but like, there is deals on the market. It doesn't need to be. Well, that was advertised at 100 grand, and it's like, we bought that at 100 grand. So there is deals there. It's just having the knowledge to spot deals. That's what I find.
Yeah. So what would you say, like, the biggest sort of takeaway then in terms of the knowledge? Obviously, you've done quite a lot of deals, but you're probably a lot more relevant to a new sourcer wanting to start. So what would you say is, you know, what's the best tips, the best bits of advice you could give them?
Firstly, you need to know what numbers work for you. Need to know what a deal is, obviously. I'm quite good, but I can spot it straight away, and I can kind of gauge what numbers wise, like how much discount we can need roughly for that to be a deal. If you're going to need massive discount, it's not a deal, so is it worth viewing? Over the 2 years, I've done a few different strategies, like how you approach it, but as I said earlier, if you see a wee bit of work out your end value, and then if you think it's worth viewing, try to find out if it's worth viewing before arranging the viewings, rather than just viewing everything. I think you just waste some time doing that. Then
I would say, you see, for me, that is probably the biggest sort of takeaway. It's interesting because you just sounded like exactly the way that I used to do things. It's just talking to the agent and trying to get that information out. I feel like it's so important. Like, scrolling Rightmove is fine, a wee bit time consuming. Doing loads of viewings is very time consuming. But if you do the right viewings, you're always going to have a chance. And it's all about just that initial conversation with the agent and that, you know, would they accept, and using all the words that we spoke about, and then getting a feel for their answer, whether it's worth viewing. And then that's a first massive step, I feel, to actually getting a deal.
I think it's getting tougher. The market stuff, a lot tougher. Don't know if it's because of the amount of people doing it now, but
see, I don't actually think, a lot of people say that, right? But how many people are actually doing it right, consistently, properly, talking to the agents right, giving themselves an opportunity, you know, putting offers in, like, consistently putting offers in. Every single property you go to, you should be offering on. A lot of people don't even do that. So as much as I feel like the word saturated gets thrown out loads in Scotland to people doing this, there's not a lot of people actually doing it consistently, properly, I feel.
It's just having the consistency.
That's it.
Being relentless with it.
That is. See if you're going to do it properly and do it right, be consistent with it, follow up with putting your offers in, trying to maybe build a bit of a relationship. The follow-up sheet, I think I gave you a follow-up sheet you still use. So it's like to track every single viewing, like, what was the outcome, what was the answer, what was the response. If they shot you down the flames that day, in 4 weeks and it's still in the market, I bet they're not going to shoot you down the flames then. It's a different conversation. Yeah, it's 4 weeks after that, it could be another different conversation. And that's so important as well, which a lot of people probably just don't do. And it's just simple stuff like the follow-up, putting offers in, not being daft saucer guy or acting like something you're not, and just you will get deals.
That's the thing. See, once it's been on for like 6 to 8 weeks, I would tend to think there's a reason why. And a lot of the time it's because the sellers is adamant they're not accepting anything less. So I always say the majority of the time, the ones that's been on for ages, they're just, and then there's a reason why.
The reason's usually it's just too high. The price is too high. For me, the key thing there is, look what is round about at that price point. What type of properties are round at that price point? If they're sitting at 120 grand, but there's similar properties within a quarter mile at 100, that's why. That's a simple reason why. I just done it the other day. Actually, we're taking one on for a guy who's played football with, and his property sitting at a fixed price of 315 now. And he's like, it's no selling. And I was like, right, okay, send me the Rightmove link, fixed price 315. What's the home report? 295. So that's why it's no selling. Reilly have got that on, and Reilly says, Reilly advised to do this. Reilly advised to put it out, over. And like, it's been sitting there since March, mate. You want to move? He's wanting to go and move to Spain. It's like, if we take it on, we were pricing that offers over 290 or 295, 285, 290. Sorry, just to get people in the door. That's the most important thing. So that's what I think that's always number one. You know, it's like the market does move quite quick as well, and if you've got properties that are similar price, you know, they're going to go to them first.
I tend to feel the motivated sellers are the ones that sell quicker.
Aye.
See the ones that's been on for ages, I tend to find they're the ones that's not motivated. They're quite happy.
Just stubborn, just quite happy.
Just to leave it there for months and months and
We
months.
get ones like that, maybe.
But the ones that are motivated can sell within, sometimes they don't even want a closing date, they're just happy to accept an offer. So that's how I go to the ones that's only been on a few days or a week.
Yeah.
So you don't,
It's an interesting strategy.
if you waited 6 or 8 weeks, that would long gone.
Aye.
But whereas if you just went and viewed it and offered, that's happened quite a few times to me. Just put an offer, agree a price, and then got the deal within a week. It been on market because they're motivated to sell it.
Aye.
So the ones that's been on for ages are less motivated, and that's why it's been on for ages.
Aye.
So it's
harder, but there's definitely still deals out there.
There is, a lot of the time you feel as if there's not, but it's just being consistent with weeks and weeks go by and nothing's happening. Like, I'm struggling to even book a viewing because there's no point in viewing anything.
Aye.
But then it's just been consistent and just keep looking and then eventually 1 or 2 nothing will come.
Aye. I think you sum up sourcing. It's like, it's hard. You need to be consistent. You need to you need to put offers in. You will get deals, but you've now built a pot where you're going to do your own stuff. That's what sourcing's meant to be. That's what it's meant to do for you. Everyone thinks it's this entry level strategy, which it kind of is, I suppose. But like, if you're going to actually do it like even semi properly. Try and pick up some deals, build a pot, and then there we go. I can maybe get my first flip. And if you got a flip, that makes you 20-30 grand. Then you've doubled again, or a buy to let. It can get you some of your money out or whatever. You know, that's what sourcing's meant to be, in my opinion.
That's why I started. Build the pot.
Exactly, and that's why I started it all.
To buy myself, that's my goal. So to do that, I had to build a pot. So that's why I'm using different.
Build a pot, build a pipeline, step away from your job, and then things just tenfold.
Now, I've got another couple just now that's in the works. A possible flip, and the one you're going to see the weekend.
That should be good.
Could be a good one as well. Yeah. So that's just came about through word of mouth.
Yeah.
The flip, that's just, again, empty homes lead. There's somebody I know says that house down there's been empty for years.
Yep.
It's in where I stay as well.
Is it?
So months and months I've been trying to trace down who owns that property. Posting in the community chats, does anyone live in this street? And then a few people respond and say, do you know what's happening with number such and such? And I had about 15, a list of 15 empty homes that I went and tried to investigate like a detective to try and trace down the owners. And this one, after months, I eventually got in contact with the man.
You managed to track one down then, aye?
So you only need one out of the 15.
Exactly.
So it's took since about February, and I finally got in contact with the man. I'd been trying to contact him. It took me months to get his number in the first place. And then when I tried to phone him and text him, I wasn't getting a response. And then just out the blue one night, he phoned me. And he's an old man, so he was struggling to hear me on the phone and stuff like that. So I was like, I need to meet this. I need to try and meet him. So again, weeks and weeks went by. So I eventually met him. And it turned out I was at the house and that with him yesterday, and he's wanting to sell it to me. So
another one you're going to buy? It's legals for us.
Well, you find the money for it now.
See, the thing is, if it's a good enough deal, you'll find the money, 100%.
But that's an example of
LGV. Can't see shit.
Well, the other one, the weekend, he's honest to you. I'm really trying to speak to mum and dad, so if they end up watching this, because it's local, they know the area as well.
They got an unencumbered property.
Aye. That's my plan.
For no first
if they're watching this, it could be a cracker. But if I went down, it would be man, because I live in Cumberland now, doesn't drive, so he's getting the bus down just to let me see and stuff. So I was offering, I'll help you, I'll take you back up to Cumberland, I'll help you remove whatever you need, and just try to build a sort of.
Was it in terrible condition?
It's been derelict for about
brilliant.
a good few years. I had to climb through the garden to get in because the grass was away up to above me.
What's the plan then? Are you getting an offer in, or what's happening?
Well, he wants to, he's quite sensitive with it. It was his brother that passed. He's in his 80s. It was his brother that passed away, but he was a holder. He was one of the new ones at the places. But he wants to take some personal stuff out before proceeding. So,
Yeah.
but I'm still just try keep in contact and that.
Good. That's it.
That's what 5 or 6 months. So I could quite easily have just gave up after the first couple.
That's what I mean with the follow-up. Aye.
So it's just being consistent with that.
Definitely.
So
Consistency's been the key word.
even the one at the
For sure.
weekend, that's been months. I've been trying to get in contact, and they have a phone you, and then they just don't, and I just kept at it.
Kept at it.
Try to not be too pushy.
Aye.
You don't want to phone them.
I was definitely a fine line with that.
Aye, so I leave it a few weeks, then just kind of drop a wee message.
Yeah.
Well, the way too pushy,
No, I know.
and we ended up going to view on Saturday, so hopefully something comes of that as well.
So I think consistency has been probably the key takeaway for me for this one, mate. So that's been brilliant. Thanks, Mark. Your social media and stuff like that, what do you use most? You want to give that wee plug?
Instagram mainly, NL Property Group, Facebook not so much, and then just Mark Reilly on LinkedIn.
Nice one, Mark. Thank you. It's been brilliant. Cheers.
No, thanks for having me. Cheers.
So, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. If you can hit the subscribe button, it would really help us out a lot. We've got a lot more guests lined up as well, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers. So, just to be additional for the YouTube listeners, as we normally do at Properties, take you a wee walk around and just show you what Mark has sourced and what I have bought. So, living room is actually a decent size. The thing that I don't like about it is the fridge in here. The kitchen's really small. What did you think of this kitchen when you seen it?
I thought that was a cupboard when I opened it.
You see how small it is. So my plan with this, initially I was just going to keep the fridge in there, but I'm not going to do that now. I'm probably going to remove all the kitchen. The fridge is going to go here, so I'm going to lose a unit space there. The oven will still stay here. These units, I could probably add a unit there, and I can add a unit there. So I can actually get the fridge in here as well without losing any unit space. So it is what it is with the kitchen. It's small. What can you do? It's just the way the property's laid out. So living room's obviously a decent enough size. It's got 2 bedrooms, but we'll take you into the bathroom first. What about this? Would you wet mould it?
Slightly out of date, aye.
Would you wet mould it?
I thought you were joking. Is that a serious question?
I'm serious. Clients would want this just wet mould, maybe change the taps or something like that, but obviously no for me, absolutely not, 100%. So, aye, I know, it's the style of it, innit? But it's always good when you've got tiles like that, you know, you can just put a bit of wet wool on if it's obviously in a better condition. So, aye, fully replacing that. Wonder when that was done as well. You always wonder, like, what was that the style back then? You know what I mean? It's fucking disgusting. But into the first bedroom, loads of storage in this flat as well. So it's a cracking big size. And then into the second bedroom, again, it's just it's a pretty similar size. So, and the boiler looks old, but it actually works. So, had that fired up. So, yeah, that's just a wee sort of walk round of the property that we've just filmed the podcast in. Cheers.